protest cancellation, Austin vows to proceed with its protest. Employees of Morovia Barracks accuse company management of bad labor practices. Spokesperson Henson Payakpan says about 11 employees are dismissed without due process. And also the news, 30-year-old man Marcos Weah reportedly stabbed his girlfriend to death over US $20 argument in Rock Valley community. Away from home, two senior military officials taken hostage during Sunday's attempted coup in Benin have been freed, the government source has told the BBC. The head of the World Health Organization has described an attack on a kindergarten and hospital in Sudan, which he said killed 114 people, as senseless. These plus the news bulletin, voices of those making the news at our package. We'll take a short break to be right back. Welcome back at this juncture with John Sam Andrews with the news bulletin.
Called for the postponement of the Solidarity and Trust for a New Day nationwide December 17 protest are intensifying in the Christian community. The call, which was initiated by the Liberal Council of Churches, has been endorsed by the Council former President, Reverend Kotu Brown. The Christian community has stepped up call on the Solidarity and Trust for a New Day to postpone its nationwide December 17 protest to next year. On Monday, the Liberal Council of Churches called on the government not to allow the Solidarity and Trust for a New Day to stage a protest during the festive season. The council claimed during the festive season, the city is normally packed with people going about their normal businesses, noting that it is the time of giving, peace, and forgiveness. The Liberian Council of Churches wants the civil society group to postpone the protest to 2026. In support of LCC statement, the General Overseer of the Apostolic Pentecostal Church International, New Water in the Desert, and former president of the Liberal Council of Churches, Kotu Brown, urged the government to ensure that no protest is held. Speaking during the lighting of the Christmas light in Broadville, Bishop Brown said Christians want to celebrate the festive season in peace, noting that protesting could hamper free movement. Meanwhile, the Solidarity and Trust for a New Day has sharply responded to the Liberal Council of Churches' call for the cancellation of its December 17 protest, describing the Liberal Council of Churches as a once sacred body that now reduced itself to a political choir for a corrupt regime. In a statement issued by STAN Chairman Molba Molu on Monday, the group accused the Liberal Council of Churches of trading principle for privilege and God for gold, adding that the Liberal Council of Churches has fallen and the people will rise on December 17. The statement asserted that the Liberal Council of Churches has ripped off its last veil of credibility by calling for the cancellation of the December 17 protest. According to Malba Molu, instead of standing with the oppressed, the Liberal Council of Churches hawks the mansion, emphasizing that instead of speaking truth to power, the Liberal Council of Churches echoes the lies of the powerful. The council maintains that while hungry and marginalized bleed, its leaders feast at the table of political gluttons. Employees of Morovia breweries or Club Beer staged a protest early Monday morning to draw attention of government to what it described as ongoing labor and administrative malpractices. Speaking to reporters at the protest, the aggrieved employees spokesperson Hassan Bayakpan said workplace activities have come to a standstill due to unresolved grievances. A 25-year-old woman identified as Mary Sinan was fatally stabbed by her boyfriend, Masco Weir, in Rockville community. Weir currently held at the Moravia City Court awaiting prosecution on charges to the incident. According to the police charge sheet and investigative findings, the confrontation began over 20 United States dollars. Renowned human rights lawyer and political leader of the Liberian People's Party, Councillor Tiawan Gonglo, has described Liberia's governance system as the least mentality. Councillor Gonglo's critique of Liberia's governance culture said has weakened leadership from Joseph Jenkins Roberts to the current president, Joseph Yuma Boakai. According to him, the mentality has functioned as a silent but devastating barrier to national progress for more than 177 years, lowering the expectation of the people. Former Montserrat County Superintendent Grace Brown has accused Deputy House Speaker Thomas Fowler and Senator Sir Joseph of obstructing development initiatives in the county during her tenure. Speaking in Moravia, Grace Brown claimed Lofa County lawmaker was heavily engaged in multiple corruption acts during his tenure as representative of District 5. According to Grace Brown, the action of Deputy Speaker Fowler and other members of Montserrat County Legislative Caucus significantly undermined development efforts in Montserrat County and surrounding areas during the regime of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. A resident of Brove, Fantabori, is calling on the Ministry of Justice to ensure a fair trial of her daughter, whom she said was wrongly convicted in a recent rape case. Speaking to Kings over the weekend, Madam Bori claimed that her daughter was sentenced without a proper legal process, an action she described as cash violence against her child. According to her, the victim, believed to be about 13 years old, accused her daughter of assisting a man who reportedly abused her about 2 months ago in the Brove area. A group of disabled people in Moravia have expressed deep disappointment in the head of the National Commission on Disabilities, Sam Dane, over what they describe as betrayal and marginalization. Speaking to Kings FM, Yolan Somo, a visually impaired, alleged that the commission head has consistently ignored the well-being of many persons with disabilities. Mr. Somo accused Dean of corruption, claiming that funds received from the national government intended to empower persons with disabilities have been diverted for personal use. The Governance Commission and the Law Reform Commission are said to be working together to encourage the appropriate authorities to approve the upholding and rewriting of the Liberian Constitution. GC Acting Chairman Professor Alari Tukpa disclosed that due to evolving and changing circumstances, there is a need to review and update the Liberian Constitution. Professor Togwa made the disclosure when he addressed the press on the state of affairs at the Governance Commission on Monday. Liberia's ambassador to Senegal said one of the major challenges in the education sector is the high rate of females dropping from school and other vocational institutions. Ambassador Ali Silla noted that there is a need for a collective effort to address the menace of females dropping out of educational and vocational training programs in Liberia. And the Congress for Democratic Change has released a statement alleging state terror, police provocation, and partisan abuse of power by the ruling Unity Party. The opposition party claims that the Liberia National Police, led by Inspector General Gregory Coleman, has become a tool for the ruling party, selectively enforcing laws and intimidating opposition. According to the statement, under the signature of the party's acting national chairman, Jangako, the police barricaded CDC new party headquarters construction site and previously evaded and looted their former headquarters.
Sam and just with the news bulletin. The news bulletin is a regular feature on King's Newsroom. A reminder you're listening to King's Newsroom, 45 minutes news about Liberia, Africa, in our one word. Stories are following this afternoon. Liberia's Christian community intensify calls for the solidarity and trust for a new day, December 17 nationwide protest postponement. As Liberia Council of Churches former President Reverend Cotto Brown backs protest cancellation, must stand vows to proceed with its protest. Employees of Morovia Bureaus accuse company management of bad labor practices. Spokesperson Hensin Pampa says about 11 employees are dismissed without due process. 30-year-old man Marcos Weah reportedly stabbed his 25-year-old girlfriend to death over $20 argument in Rock Valley community. Away from home, two senior military officials taken hostage during Sunday's attempted coup in Benin have been freed, a government source told the BBC. We take a break to be back with voices of the newsmakers. Welcome back and thanks for being there. Calls for the postponement of the Solidarity and Trust for a New Day nationwide December 17 protests are intensifying in the Christian community. The call, which was initiated by the Liberal Council of Churches, has been endorsed by the Council former President Reverend Cotto Brown. The Christian community has stepped up call on the Solidarity Trust for a New Day. Bishop Cotto Brown, in a statement, urged the government to ensure that no protest is held.
Please postpone your protest from this Christmas period. We want to focus during this Christmas. We want peace in Liberia during this Christmas. Please postpone your protest. Postpone your protest. I'm not saying now your right to protest. It's your right. That's why I say postpone it. Give a chance to enjoy our Christmas. During this Christmas, there are people who are going to hustle. People are moving up and down. It's a time to reach out. We also want to call upon the government of Liberia. Reach out. Reach out. Set the table. Encourage the dialogue. We don't want to see a protest during this Christmas time. So we appeal to the organizers. We appeal to the organizer. Give us a chance. Oh, we want to enjoy our Christmas. We want to focus on loving God during this Christmas, reaching out to one another, and we got more time. 2026 is coming, and we can talk about all the issues that are here. And we are not saying there are no issues yet. Are there issues here? Yes. But the protest during Christmas time are not good time. The protest during Christmas time, is that a good time? No, it's not good time. Give us time to go to bed and rest in peace. And get up in the morning and look for our food to eat. When Christmas finish, New Year finish, whatever you want to do now, you can do it.
Bishop Cotto Brown is former president of the Liberal Council of Churches. And meanwhile, the Solidarity and Trust for a New Day has sharply responded to the Liberal Council of Churches' call for cancellation of its December 17 protest, describing the council as a one sacred body that now reduced itself to a political choir for a corrupt regime. Employees of the Moreover Bears Incorporated, producers of the Club BS, staged a peaceful protest at the Monday morning to draw attention of government to what they described as ongoing labor and administrative malpractices within the company. Speaking with scores of reporters at the protest ground, the aggrieved employee spokesperson Hensin Payampa said workplace activities have effectively come to a standstill due to unresolved grievances from the management of the company.
My name is Hensi S. Kayakpa, a brewer from Monrovia Breweries Incorporated, from Deepa and Brew House. Today is my ID card to show that I'm an employee. What issues are many. First is that the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement that was signed by the Ministry of Labor, by the management of this company and the workers' union, they have been downplayed. They have been disrespected by this management. Next, there is a willful dismissal of employees without due process, without grievance procedure, and depriving the workers of their just benefits. And workers are being threatened on the job. We have been raised on the job, and we are not getting any benefit from that. And we have been engaging with management, engaging with the government of Liberia through the Ministry of Labor to have these things resolved, but to no avail. The government has tried, though, because they have adjudicated some cases and instructed the management to reinstate some aggrieved or some dismissed staff. But management has refused to adhere to the demand of the government. This case, the process, today is the event, but the process that led to today has been going on for nearly a year. Yes, so every time we want to stage a protest or we want to carry on some specific actions, management will call us on board to have discussion. They will make promises that they cannot fulfill. We're supposed to have a consolidated meeting this on Friday because they knew that we wanted to protest on the 1st of December. Then they sent us a letter to have a consolidated meeting with us, and we agreed. Maybe during that meeting, we'll have a discussion on issues to resolve a lot of issues. But then, to our utmost surprise, on Friday morning, we were informed that the meeting that we should have had with management has been cancelled. So we see this as disrespect to us. We see this as undermining our own integrity because they are not respecting us. How will you cancel a meeting few hours to the date or to the time of the meeting? That is not fair to us. So that is why we came together to stage a peaceful protest, calling the attention of the government of Liberia, the national labor organizations, and even the public at large to come to our plight. We are calling for management to reinstate our staff that were unjustly dismissed. We are discussing up to 11 employees that have been deprived of bringing bread for their families.
Henson Payampa is the spokesperson of the grief workers of Morovia Beards. A former Moserado County Superintendent Grace Kwan has accused Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala and Moserado County Senator Sir Joseph of obstructing development initiatives in the county during her tenure. Speaking Monday on a local radio in Morovia, Kwan claimed the Lofa County District 1 lawmaker was heavily engaged in multiple corruption acts during his tenure as representative of Moserado County District 5.
You know, the party must be very careful. These were people who sat there and funded our county development fund. No regret. Destroyed our county. They were led into position because they had the political goodwill from the people. Everybody applauded them. Everybody, people who are not educated will follow things that are not right. And today, I see them sitting with Unity Party, scarf on their neck, looking like they were. Oh, just be careful. There are wolves in sheep clothing, and all Satan apples have worms. No matter how they look, they can look nice or sad for them because they are only going there for relevance. They are only going there because they want a future leadership now to say, oh yes, the men came over. People crossing over, be careful with them. How they cross. The whole EDU scenario, those are people that squander our county development fund. I can say free, I can say clearly, I got the physical evidence, and it takes it to where it hurts. It makes you feel sad that people in a political party, you get yes, I will say, everybody know, everybody, everything fine. And the next thing, his party disappears from the scene. They start falling away one by one. Then they start sneaking on the other party, creeping on the other party. I call it political prostitution. That's what it is. He claimed at the time to have, and that TIFA Institute did not exist. According to Fonte Africa, they went on the scene, they saw the foundation, the pillars were on the ground. But Thomas Falaha, I don't know how many, I can't remember 20 or 40 students. All of them were beginners, all of them in one class, all of them fees were supposed to be paid at this certain amount of money. And that brought all that noise in the county. These people must be punished. The culture of impunity needs to stop. They shouldn't be jumping on other political parties so people can see the wrong. And this hurts Liberia. For me, as a person, I mean, I can live a good life. But the ordinary Liberians out there, they will go where they will. They will go where they can get one little T-shirt to change their clothes. They will go where they can get small rice and all of that. This thing needs to stop. Political party needs to start telling people, look, check your big right that we don't need you here. And when people start to shun people off, they will come to their senses and try to be good. We can't live in a country like this forever. Liberia is trying. We're dragging small, we're going. We're seeing little light. We're seeing things improving a little bit. We can get bad people to come into it. They will spoil it. And you gotta be careful with the spoilers. If you put the spoilers among your stuff, you get into serious trouble.
Meanwhile, the former Monserrato County Superintendent is also calling on the leadership of the ruling United Party to disengage all political ties with Representative Fala, describing him as an extreme political opportunist. A resident of Brouville said that Madame Fanta Bori is calling on the Ministry of Justice to ensure a fair trial for her daughter, who she said was wrongly convicted in a recent rape case. Speaking to King's FM recently, Madame Bori claimed that her daughter was sentenced without a proper legal process, an action she describes as catch violence against a child.
The latest law, my dollar, they say my dollar who, dollar four.
Okay.
They rape a dollar. And I was speaking down at Jeff on Stubby. My dollar Jeff fainting in the jail, grabbing people and chewing people body all over.
Okay.
And they call me and when the general for the person come out. So I want for the people to step inside it. They can see if the woman can rape. She pull her crown on her child here and the child left for baby who the baby. Now I was speaking, the baby seriously sick in my hand. And I got no one to fight for me. She used cash violence. I had to send my dollar insult me. The particular lady that I was talking about, I was over lay down with her. The whole estate, everybody know about it.
So where this thing happened?
Like in Broadway, King of Village.
In this life, have you people been to court?
She will not go to police. They have to work from Broadway court, from Broadway police station, straight
To Sabi.
to the place there, they carry us straight to Sabi.
So this particular lady that is in prison now at the South Beach area, only she alone was arrested for this act?
She and the man.
She and the particular man,
Yeah,
the uncle?
No. And now the uncle, like different man, they get law on.
Okay.
So they say they my dollar, more law on the man, and she said she can't do it. She know the man for anyone, so she can't law on the man. So like, hey, keep it to an who are there. So that the part the men that do the act, they left him behind, and they collect the leg and they bought the man, they carry inside. I was talking now, and I said that Galene about I carry. She go off in the people here now. She didn't eat.
Fanta, this child that they're talking about that she was raped, she has many years.
She started the leg there.
Oh, sadly, this girl somewhere around 11 to 12, if I can just imagine. Then how your doctor got involved?
And why my daughter get her before? They said that my daughter who the lady said that my daughter who or four.
But the little girl saying that.
Yeah, that my daughter who or four and the man go over. So now they put it in me and say, but how woman will hold a friend woman for and still want to learn how with you. So they care for our land at the end they enter use.
A reminder, you listen to King's Newsroom, 45 minutes news about Liberia, Africa in our one word. Stories are following this afternoon. Liberia's Christian community intensified calls for the Solidarity and Trust for a New Day December 17 nationwide protest postponement. As Liberia Council of Churches former President Reverend Cotto Brown backs protest cancellation, plus 10 vows to proceed with its protest. Employees of Moreover Berries accuse company management of bad labor practices. Spokesperson Hensin Kwangwa says about 11 employees are dismissed without due process. 30-year-old man Marcus Weah reportedly stabbed his 25-year-old woman to death over US $20 argument in Rock Valley community. Away from home, 2 senior military officials taken hostage during Sunday's attempted coup in Benin have been freed, a government source told the BBC. The head of the World Health Organization has described an attack on a kindergarten and hospital in Sudan, which he said killed 114 people as senseless. We'll take a break to be back with more voices. Welcome back and thanks for being there. A group of disabled persons in Moreville have expressed deep disappointment in the head of the National Commission on Disabilities, Samuel Deno, over what they describe as betrayal and marginalization. Speaking to King's Evan, Yalan Sumo, a visually impaired person, alleged that the commission head has consistently ignored the well-being of many persons with disabilities. Sumo further accused then of corruption, claiming that funds received from the national government intended to empower persons with disabilities have been diverted for personal use.
What I got to say here is that we are getting permission at disability administration affair.
Okay.
I am here now swapping in the street. If I'm not bad, I cannot eat. And we are getting permission from the government that he's going to give us empower money. But the person that he gave the money to, the call Saint Dish. Saying that time we're running after him, we have made products complete 4 different times. We cannot get anything from him. And he promised us that he want to get all the money. We cannot get the money from him. He bought a house, he bought a car. When we go there, police people also bidding on us. We cannot get anything. So the day when he getting with him, he have made a promise for some people. They're going to him at night. They're getting money from him. So they're seeing him. My friend myself, we are just lecturing about it now. We cannot get money from the man. We sit on the street. We're suffering. We didn't get nothing yet. Today we're suffering. We had the man to go to him, also to appeal to the government, to also tell Mr. Joseph Parker to please help us and get the money to us so we can try to do something for us in the future. This is why we are here for. This is why we're going around. And the man has bought our character. He said, we are a beggar. He will be giving water to drink. And we are kidnappers. But when that time, we can't get money. We just shopping, sitting down here on our back. Then else going to get it from him. So that the shopping, we are in here generally. So I had to plead to you to talk to the people, to talk to the government, to please help us for us to get our own money.
I'm asking what are the International Day celebration for persons with disability? What are you a part of that program?
The program where they have the 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the pay. We went there also to feed him. They started feeding on oil again. So why we run away with life from there?
What really happened before the beating basically kicked in? How it started?
We went there to even find out how are we going to get our money. Okay. And there were some people who were around there. I don't know who they want to promise the people to come there. When anybody go in the street, they have to be on all the high and kill up.
The Governors Commission and the Law Reform Commission are said to be working together purposely to encourage the appropriate authorities to approve the updating and rewriting of the Liberian Constitution. GC Acting Chairman Professor Alaric Topa disclosed that due to evolving and changing circumstances, there's a need to review and update the Liberian Constitution.
There is the need to revive and update the Constitution of Liberia. The Governors Commission is working with the Law Reform Commission for the purpose of encouraging the presidency, the legislature, and other appropriate authorities to approve the updating of our Constitution. We invite you to join us in a campaign to mobilize interest in a review or rewriting of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. The National Anti-Corruption Strategy is outdated. It needs to be revived and updated. Between the Governors Commission, the Law Reform Commission, and the LACC, the fight against corruption and the updating of the anti-corruption strategy is an important matter of concern. We should also inform you that the Governors Commission has involved with the organization of public dialogues on very important national matters, among them effective city governance, the World Economic Crimes Code, the tourism sector, and the National History Project. The Governance Commission is committed to restore credibility, efficiency, and compliance by addressing the GSC audit findings head-on and by paying attention to important programs. We are laying the foundation for a stronger, more transparent institution that will continue to faithfully serve the Liberian people. That 79 individuals were recruited between 2021 and 2023 without competitive processes, advertising of vacancies, or documented evaluation reports. The Commission's budget was heavily burdened by unplanned payroll costs. Many recruits lack the qualifications or alignment with GC mandates, weakening institutional performance. Our leadership has initiated the following corrective measures, which will continue in 2026. Credential audit, capacity assessment, reapplication for positions now advertised to facilitate realignment and possible redeployment where the needs may actually exist. Identifying and retiring staff who have reached statutory retirement age. Competitive recruitment framework, transitioning from manual Excel payroll to an automated system to ensure accuracy and accountability. Segregation of duties in HR. The relationship between civil society and the Governance Commission is healthy today. The unhealthy relationship that we made between the Governance Commission and our traditional development partners has been revived. We are reviving the National History Project, and several scholars at home and in the diaspora have agreed to participate in the writing of an inclusive and comprehensive history of Liberia. We are in the process of actively engaging the Ministry of Education authorities for the purpose of printing the copies of the citizen education textbooks that were published by Wahala Printing House. The three institutions, the Governance Commission, CSA, and LIPA, are developing onboarding training materials for national and local government officials.
Governors Commission Acting Chairman Professor Alaric Topa. The Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry has initiated a 3-day conference aimed at strengthening small and medium-sized enterprises in Monrovia. Speaking at the opening of the conference, Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Samuel Stivkwa, urged Liberian entrepreneurs to uphold honesty and transparency in their business operations, especially when securing loans from banking institutions.
Liberian entrepreneurs, rightfully or wrongfully, and I hope wrongfully, have this stigma of not paying the banks back. And so it makes it more difficult for you to gain access to the bigger finances that you need. Yeah, my colleague Memi spoke about some of the initiatives that government is undertaking. Yeah, we'll give you the $500 grant and the $900 grant, but if you are to make yourselves marketable, it is my hope that Liberian entrepreneurs will shake this image of not having enough confidence in themselves or struggling to pay businesses and banks back. The susus will help, but it is only when we make bold steps that we can grow and that we will have the success that we need as small Liberian businesses. And so We know that you, Liberian businesses, help us keep our promise to the people because what you employ people. Government may not be in the position to employ every citizen, but certainly government can provide an enabling environment that allows you to thrive so that you can employ others as well. And so this is why government is taking the step to change the reality that some of us Liberian businesses find ourselves in. Through the Liberian Investment, Finance, and Trade Project, the government has already dispersed about 5 million United States dollars to MSMEs across the country in phase one. That support has helped businesses to expand. The support has helped businesses to buy equipment, to improve production, and to hire even more people. In phase two, the support will climb up to $5 million.
Minister of State for Presidential Affairs Samuel Steve Cohen. Also speaking, Liberia's Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry, Mandela Dagose, encouraged business owners to help build an environment that is open, modern, fair, and globally competitive.
This gathering reflects the core value of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Service to the Liberian people, innovation that drives competitiveness, partnership across sectors, transparency in policy, and empowerment of every MSME. Our reassumption in 2024, after 8 years of pause, this conference has been renewed as a platform for dialogue, innovation, and collaboration. Last year, our rally called for vision to implementation, think Liberia, buy Liberia, and build Liberia. Our entrepreneurs spirit across the country. We celebrate youth interventor, promoted environmental stewardship and advanced agriculture commercialization. More than 250 MSMEs, many led by women, youth, and persons with disabilities, show the world that Liberia lead process is not only possible, but it is unstoppable. Today, we move from vision to action, from inspiration to access, access to market, access to finance, and access to opportunities. MSMEs remains the lifeblood of our national economy. They represent more than 95% of all businesses in Liberia.
Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry, Madeleine Dagose, away from home, two senior military officials taken hostage during Sunday's attempted coup in Benin have been freed, the government source told the BBC. It remains unclear how they were released or if other hostages are still being held. Security forces are continuing a manhunt for those involved in the plot who remain at large. A group of soldiers appeared on state TV early in the morning to announce that they had taken over in the West African country and gunfire was heard near the presidential residence. And the head of the World Health Organization has described an attack on a kindergarten and hospital in Sudan, which he said killed 114 people as senseless. Drones were used to attack the facilities on Thursday in the town of Kalingi in the South region, with 63 children said by the UN to be among the dead. The Rapid Support Forces, one of the sides in the country's raging civil war, was accused by both its enemy, the army, and a medical organization, the Sudan Doctors Network, of mounting the attack. Well, on that note, that's how we come to the near end of this edition of King's Newsroom. But before we leave, a quick reminder of stories we followed in the headlines. Liberia's Christian community intensified calls for the Solidarity and Trust for a New Day December 17 nationwide protest postponement as Liberia Council of Churches former president Reverend Cotto Brown backed protest cancellation, but Sten vows to proceed with its protest. Employees of Moravia Burette accuse company management of bad labor practices. Spokesperson Hansen Pampa says about 11 employees are dismissed without due process. You also heard in the news 30-year-old man Marcus Weir reportedly stabbed his 25-year-old woman to death over US $20 argument in Rock Valley community. Away from home, two senior military officials taken hostage during Sunday's attempted coup in Benin have been freed. The government source told the BBC. The head of the World Health Organization has described an attack on a kindergarten and hospital in Sudan, which he said killed 114 people as senseless. And thanks to our reporters, correspondents, and all those who helped in making this edition of King's Newsroom a success. Sam Andrews brought you the news bulletin inside our control. On behalf of the team, I'm Shemon Dale. I presented. Thanks for listening and watching.